When I first started in the gym, I would go to the gym, I would lift some weights with no structure or intent and just see how that would go. Obviously, this is not the best way to train, it's not the most efficient way to train. So today I'm going to be showing you how you're able to structure your routine and what has worked for me and how I've structured my routine. Why do most people get this wrong? Most beginners going to the gym overcomplicate things or have no structure or intent at all. And this is where most progress gets lost. I will show you my current routine so you have something to copy off of if you like. Why I do this routine and the exercises I have in it. And also I'll be covering at the end of the video how you can structure your own routine, so make sure you stay to the end to follow that. So my routine. Currently I'm running an upper-lower split. This means I do an upper day, a lower day, and then usually I would have a rest day. And yeah, the reason I do this split is because I found it's the best balance for me. As well, it's also the most efficient split in my opinion, due to the fact that you're able to go to the gym each couple of days and hit every muscle group and get the most amount of sets per weekend. I do this split because it's also most efficient for the sports that I do, and I would also recommend this split to people who have sports and have commitments that they need to attend to, and they're struggling to find a time in each day to go to the gym and get a workout in. As I have a couple sport trainings now, I'm going into 2 sport trainings per week and a game per week, so this split is allowing me to get the most out of my gym lifts. So fitting in time for the gym needs to be as effective as possible for me. Now, breaking it down each day for my split. So first I'll be covering my upper. The first thing on my list is pec deck. I always start out doing a chest movement pec deck. It brings your chest like this across, and that it gets a really nice mind muscle connection with your chest. Pec deck is one of my favorite exercises, hands down. This is great for isolating the chest. It's a controlled movement that lets you focus on really squeezing that chest, especially towards the end of the rep. And I like it because it's stable exercise. You don't have to worry about other muscles controlling the weight. You get a little bit of bicep involvement if you curl in a bit too much, but making sure you keep that arm straight out and really towards the end squeezing in, that will get you the most efficiency out of your pec deck for your chest. Next, the exercise I choose to do is a single arm row, targeting my lats specifically. I used to do a V-grip row, but I found due to my pectus excavatum that it would pull my arms a bit too forward and would mess up my chest a bit more. So being a bit more cautious of that, I tried to focus on just doing a single arm, and I found that to be quite more effective. I find if I bend over a little bit and get a nice pull, it'll really target the lats, and I'm able to pull a lot of weight with it. It allows for good contraction and control. I've also found that I've been able to progress onto heavy weights with this exercise, which is of course effective for building muscle. The V-grip row really blew up my lats, although now that I've switched to a single arm, haven't noticed as much of a difference, but that's also because I've been running this for a less period of time, so of course there's not going to be much change just yet. But I still find this to be a very effective exercise, and I can feel my lats really well on it. Now, proper form is needed. That's why I also like the single arm row, because you're not swinging as much. On a V-grip row, people tend to swing back a lot and use a lot of that momentum to get the weight to move, whereas instead of just using your lats to bring it back. The next exercise I do is a converging incline chest press. Now, I used to do an incline Smith machine, which I did quite like, and I felt it felt nice. I was able to put a lot of weight on it, although I felt as if I wasn't properly connecting to my upper chest, which is the whole point of this exercise. So I swapped it out for a converging chest press, and I found that I am able to feel my upper chest a lot better on that machine, and I will keep testing that out for a bit longer probably. It targets the upper chest with good stability. The Smith machine is good as well, as it allows you to push as much weight. with that safety guard, being able to flip it back onto the rack. Whereas, for example, on a bench and just a non-Smith machine, when you get closer to failure, you're not going to be able to stop yourself just there. Whereas on a incline Smith, you can. Next up, I do a row variation. This row variation is to target more of your traps and your rear delts and your upper back area rather than your lats. This rowing variation I like it because I'm able to put a lot of weight on it, and I feel as if I can row a lot with it. Now that I have straps as well, I've found that it's a lot easier for me to grip on and really lift heavy with that. This really helps me isolate my back. I find that I don't necessarily use as much as my biceps. I tend to pull back with my back first and then use my biceps to get that nice squeeze at the end of it. And that has been really effective for me. It's grown my traps a bunch and my back in general. This is great for controlled reps, and yeah, of course, it gets that really nice squeeze at the top of your back. As well, you can also add on some Kelso strokes to failure if you're feeling as if your biceps are kind of taking over, and you can get a last few reps in. Next, we move on to more of the arms focus section. I have just started doing weighted dips for my triceps, the medial head of your tricep. I quite enjoy tricep dips now, although it does hurt my collarbones a bit. I still do enjoy these. Previously, I did a jam press on the Smith machine, and I found that blew up my triceps, and I'm a big fan of that exercise. But yeah, dips, great exercise. I've found that I'm able to push each week with a new weight on it and have been doing a lot better on them, although yes, they do hurt my collarbones a bit. The next exercise is Bayesian curls for your biceps. I have been doing this exercise for almost the entirety of my upper lower split, and even previously before that, and I love this exercise. It is fantastic for keeping constant mechanical tension on your biceps, which is the key thing that builds muscle, not micro tears, if you don't know that already. It allows for one of the best stretches, in my opinion, for your biceps. And yeah, it's great for targeting the long heads of your bicep. Then I do cuffed wire raises for my side delts. I have been testing out a lot of different variations for this exercise, and I have found one that I quite enjoy now. I will put it in the video now, where you hold onto the machine and you kind of pull out and upwards, and you don't really need to go past like a 90-degree sort of angle with your arm. You can go a little bit more as it allows for a bit of contraction, but other than that, it won't build too much more muscle. The only issue with this, I do find my traps getting involved some of the time for some of my exercises, and I don't like that as much. I'm still working on ways to kind of fix that. I've tested out a lot of variations with that. I've done it cuffed here at my wrist, I've done it cuffed here at my elbow, and currently I'm doing it at my wrist as I've just got my lifting straps and I'm able to hold on to them, and that feels a lot better in my opinion. Yeah, it targets your side and rear delts, of course, which is good. I found it's really good for my delts. I find that they are quite burning afterwards, and I will really feel the fact that I'm using them to contract rather than my traps, although I tend to notice some trap involvement, especially towards the later reps in my sets. I found this is also the best exercise for my shoulder health and soreness. My shoulders usually rub quite a bit against the bones, and with this exercise they definitely rub a lot less. Next, for the long head of your tricep, I do Carter extensions. This is where you're up against the machine here, and from a sort of 90 degrees angle, you bend your arm and then go straight down and back up to about 90 degrees and then back down. I found this to be a great exercise. It keeps my triceps nice and stable, and I'm able to start pushing really nice weight on it. It isolates the tricep with a really good stretch and contraction, targeting mainly the long head of your tricep, although you do get medial head involved. It is a good stable movement, and you can use self-assisted reps to just add that little extra bit if you would like, which I would recommend. and it adds focus to the triceps after more compound movements such as dips. The next exercise I will be talking about is hammer curls. I do this for my brachioradialis and my brachialis parts of my arm, and although the crossbody hammer curls, they're good. They don't keep as much constant mechanical tension on them, although I find I'm really enjoying them at the moment as I'm able to push them up and I don't really get any of that swinging motion as much. I'm able to just constantly do that, and it feels quite good for me, so I personally enjoy it and will keep it in my routine for probably a bit longer. The next thing I do is dragon flags. I've only really just started doing these. It is where you bring your legs up and you curl your spine to involve your abs. I've only been doing this exercise for a shorter period of time, although I find that it gets really good burn on your core and has definitely strengthened my core a lot more. I notice my upper abs starting to pop out a lot more now that I've done them. After that, I do a shoulder press variation. I only do a shoulder press variation on my upper day for one set, as I feel I get enough front delt involvement from my push variations. This is probably my main compound movement for shoulders. It builds size and strength on pressing motions. Finally, this is something I've only added recently to my routine after I've gotten straps, is a curl. It's a wrist curl. I'm not too sure of the name, but I quite enjoy this. I find it really good. I get a nice squeeze going down like this. I feel like I could definitely find a better variation of it, maybe to get a bit more of a squeeze like this, because my wrists tend to turn a bit more, whereas when I'm using that machine, my wrists are a bit more straight. And yeah, but I do quite enjoy this exercise, and it is crucial for me to build big forearms if I'm using straps, which takes away my grip strength on rowing exercises and just pulling exercises in general. And I do all of these exercises for 2 sets each, usually, although I've been testing out 3 sets for the row variation, and I don't know if I enjoy that as much because I still do get stimulus on my row when I do a rear delt fly. So I do it on my wrist curl variation as well, as I find it's a bit harder for me to build muscle just doing 2 sets of that. So yeah. Next, moving on to my lower day. Starting off my lower day, I do a leg press variation. This is a compound movement. It gets a lot of your muscles in your leg moving and making sure that they can push those weight. It uses your quads, your glutes, and a bit of hamstring involvement with less lower back strain than squats, allowing you to specifically target them when they are fresh and starting off your leg day. It's a good compound movement and it allows you to push a heavy weight. The next thing is Romanian deadlifts / SLDLs, standing leg deadlifts. These target your hamstrings and your glutes, as well as your erectors, which I try and primarily focus on targeting my erectors, which are your lower back. It is great for your posterior chain. So this will balance the quad work with hamstrings and glutes. I found it to be a good, yet again, compound movement. For me, I primarily do Romanian deadlifts, as I don't think I'm quite at the point of doing SLDLs with good forms with a heavy enough weight. The next exercise I do is a cuffed wire raise. I do this again to get my shoulders a bit more volume throughout my workout, and I'm able to get more sets in per week. And I find it a bit better to get those sets in on those days, as it allows for just better growth for my my side delts. So yeah, I do shoulders on my leg days as well, as I find they need less time to recover than my other muscle groups. So it just allows me to get a bit more volume in throughout the week. The next exercise I do is leg extensions. This exercise isolates the quads, and it is a great movement after a compound lift. You definitely get a really strong burn, and you can push very heavy on these, I have found. Usually then I will go into a rear delt fly. This is just yet again to target my rear delts and to get a bit more volume throughout the week. Then I will usually move on to a hamstring curl. Now we have a lying down hamstring curl at my gym, which I don't like as much as the seated ones. I find the seated ones feel a bit better, me personally, although they still grow your muscles. The seated ones actually do just a bit more though, I believe the study was done. It isolates your hamstrings, bringing your feet to your butt, and completes your hip hinge movement, your SLDL or whatever, your Romanian deadlifts, whatever your hip hinge movement was. After this, I'll most likely be doing a shoulder press variation to again get some more volume on my front delts and push a bit more weight through the week. Then I will move on to a Smith machine calf raise, where you put it on your back and you do a calf raise. Our gym has a seated calf raise machine, which I personally hate. I do not like it in the slightest. So I do a Smith machine calf raise. It feels a lot better than the seated one for me personally, and I find I get a lot of a better stretch on it and I'm able to load more weight onto it. It targets your calves with controlled movement and has the ability to load heavy, which is key as your calves need some heavy weight on them to actually grow. They are quite difficult to grow, and so pushing some heavy weight for reps is very good, as calves need direct work or they will not grow. Usually after that, I may do a dragon flag or a ab variation again. This is just to get some more volume in yet again. It kind of depends how my abs are feeling, if they've properly recovered or not throughout the week, although I would usually probably include this in one of my leg days. Then I will do another wrist curl. I will only do this for 2 sets though this time, as I feel I have got enough stimulus from my previous workout that I'm able to only do 2 sets. So that is my lower day. That is how I've structured my lower day. Feel free to copy it. If you would like my full routine, check in the description below. You can follow my heavy, and I have my routine on there. You can just completely copy it. The app's free to use. I have found that it's great for tracking my workouts, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys if you would like to track your workouts. Not sponsored, by the way. So my key principles for my routine is I do a bit more shoulder work because I find that my shoulders are usually more recovered than the rest of my body, so I do more shoulder work on my leg days as well. But of course, if your recovery is bad, it is poor, do not do shoulder press, as it will simply, your muscle breakdown will be less than your muscle protein synthesis, and it will not be effective for you to grow muscle. You're actually going to atrophy and you will lose muscle. So there is no need to do it as much as I do. Do whatever suits you. Of course, routines are meant to be how your body works best. So my base routine almost always stays the same. It's the same exercise in the same order on usually the same days, some variation depending on holidays and stuff like that. Other exercises may also be removed or added depending on the day, depending if I'm testing out new things on those days as well. Now, I'm not saying that this routine is perfect. Believe me, it is far from perfect. I am still trying to find the correct exercises for me and what most effectively builds my muscles. It is just what works for me at this moment in time. So I encourage for you guys to find what works for you guys and what you would like to incorporate in your workouts and your routines. So now we'll be moving on to the section of the video which I believe you guys will most want to see, which is how you can structure your perfect routine for yourself. When structuring your workouts, personalization is the most key part. No one's body works the exact same. It would be extremely rare. People have different sorenesses. People's bodies simply won't move in the same way. People aren't as flexible. That's just how it is. Preference as well is a key part in structuring your routine. Personally, I find doing 2 sets to failure in the 5 to 8, maybe 5 to 9 rep range is best and puts on the most muscle for me. I also find this, I would definitely recommend this to people, although of course it is okay if you would like to do maybe 3 sets, slightly lower intensity, but just in my my main thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is if you want to put on muscle, you must be going in the 1 to 2 rep range of muscle failure. Otherwise, you will not build muscle. You might build slight muscle, but your gains will not be as effective as they could be. So that is my most enjoyable structure. Now, this is what I would recommend to almost everyone. There are many splits out there, okay? There's an upper lower, there's the Arnold split, there's the bro split, which is just chest, back, arms, and that split is terrible. Do not do that split. I do any other split than that, please. But primarily, your goal should be, you probably would like to hit the at least 10 sets per week for each muscle group. That is something that will build your muscle most effectively. Now, how can you do this? Well, firstly, you're going to want something that targets each part of your body. You want something that targets your chest, your upper chest, all 3 sides of your shoulders. You want to target your medial head of your tricep, your long head of your tricep. You want to target your bicep. You want to target your brachialis and your brachioradialis. As well, your forearms, although you will get good stimulus from just any pull movement without straps. If you have straps, find a way to target your forearms doing some form of exercise. You target your core as well. Abs are not made in the kitchen. Do not fall for that. Abs are a muscle group. You must build them. As long as you're able to target each muscle group, you should be fine with your exercise. That is the primary goal with structuring your routine. Now, what I recommend is your next gym session, try some new exercises. Try some exercises you found on TikTok, on social media. Try some exercises I've recommended. Just try some new stuff. Find some stuff that feels good for your body. I've tried some new stuff and I'm like, damn, this works really well for me. I'm going to incorporate this in my lift. Once you have started testing out, you'll start understanding what you and your body likes to do. Once you have that baseline, it is so much easier for you to build your routine. But yes, primarily, as long as you're getting in around 10 sets for each muscle group per week, you're able to progressive overload on those sets. You're able to get fantastic mechanical tension. You'll be fine. You'll build muscle as long as you're eating well as well. You'll build muscle. You will be completely okay. I can promise you guys that. And if you're finding this a bit daunting and you're not really sure where to start, that's completely okay. Don't just keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up every day. That is the biggest part to all of this. You wouldn't be able to do any of this if you did not show up each and every day. So finally, now that you know how to structure your routine, you know the amount of sets you need to do each week, and you know how to progressively overload on the exercises that you enjoy and you get the best muscle stimulus from. That is basically all you need. That is all you need for your routine. You find days that you can go to the gym, you have proper rest periods and duration, and you will be completely okay. So yeah guys, that will basically summarize everything in this video. I've covered my routine, I've covered how you can build your routine and how you should build your routine, as well as the reasons why behind this. Of course, on some of these things such as progressive overload and mechanical tension, I will go into a lot more depth in later videos, although it is difficult for me. I'm still trying to get these videos out as soon as possible for you guys. And yeah, I'm really enjoying currently doing this, so I hope you guys are too. Make sure to follow along the journey, and I will catch you guys in the next video. If you would like to see one of these 2 other videos here, this is this was my previous video here about me talking about what I learned in my first year of the gym, and this is my first video here talking about everything that this channel will be about and that I would like to talk about. So thank you guys, make sure you follow, and I will catch you guys in another video. See you guys.